Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, the world of Wayne. Today we're going to be starting issue 20 of the Hero Collector Build the Ecto-1. We're going to start with stage 71. Now some of you have already received issue 20 and you've told me issue 71 is going to cause me some issues because we're actually going to be doing the hinge mechanism in the bonnet here. So I'm going to show you in a second what we are actually doing. Stay tuned to the end of the video because there is a couple of more modifications I've actually done to the Ecto-1 and I want to share them with you to show you what we've done. One's from Mike Lane and one's from Partworks Upgrade, but I'll show you that at the end of the video. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I've put the link down here. If you're in the UK, follow the UK link. If you're in the US, follow the link. That just tells Hero Collector and Eagle Moss that you've come from the World of Wayne website. And you can start this all the way from pack 1 and get pretty much up to the stage we've got here. Now, we're pretty much working on the main body shell now. The rest of the vehicle, as you can see, is still up on my shelf up there. We're not going to need that today. So, let me show you the instructions. Now, once again, the inventory of what we've got is all here. As a matter of fact, I've got a massive box full of all the details we're going to be doing, including springs. Always have a fun time with springs. This is what we've got for the rest of the build. Quite some large pieces of body panels here. But what we're going to be doing today is creating the spring mechanism so we can lift the bonnet up. And then we're actually going to be attaching the bonnet. We are going to be attaching this section, which I believe we got in part 1. We actually get to put this on the vehicle, which is good. It's not going to be lying around anymore. I will skip through and just show you what we've got coming in the next issues. Obviously, stage 72 there looks like we're going to be building the other side of the spring mechanism there. They're doing the interior roof on stage 73, and in stage 74 we're doing the front left fender plating and the wire covers. Now, if I just show you at the end what we've got coming, this is what we've got coming. There's another wing. Looks like some more trim there. I don't know what some of these parts are. That looks like the back window, to be honest with you. Not sure, but that should be coming in 4 weeks, I would have thought. So, without further ado, let's get cracking. Pretty much laid out the first parts that we're going to need to start this with the hinge mechanism. Now, if we just look at these two parts here, these are actually slightly different. One has got a tab on the side there, and one has got a tab on the bottom. The first one we need is the one with the tab just on the side there. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting it into this base here. Now, all of these parts that you see here are metal, so when we put screws into them, we're going to be putting that into a bit of oil. The screws that we're going to be using are BM screws. So I'm going to drop this screw in a little bit of oil here, and I'm going to show you exactly where this first piece goes. So it's going to be this way round, and it's going to be going onto the first tab that we see closest to the end of this part here. So this is going to be going on just like that. And once again, as I said, it's going to be held in with the BM screw. So I've got that here. I'm holding it like a pen because I can see this being very delicate. And that's started. So now I can screw that all the way home. Now when that's in, it needs to be tight enough to hold its own weight, but it should still be able to move like that. Now in the other side, we need this section here, which is stamped with an R, as you can see there. This is actually going to be going on the other side here, this way round, so that the indent is facing that way. And once again, held in with a BM screw. Again, drop that in a little bit of oil, line it up, and then put that screw in. Just like that, and once again it should just be able to hold its own weight on there like that. We're then going to put the next hinge just on this side. It's going to be going on the ends there. It's going to be going this way round and at the bottom hole there. So this is going to go in just like that there. Once again, it's going to be held in with a BM screw. And push that in as tight as you can get it. So once again, it can hold its own weight. Just like that. Now we're going to be taking this base section, we're going to be offering it to the section that we've got there. Now this is made out of metal, and quite simply this is just going to be going on there just like that. So it fits. It's probably best to look at the picture, but if I just show you on the close-up, it should look just like that. This should still be able to move, but we are going to be setting this into place in a second. And to do that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting this attachment here onto the end where the hole is just there. This is going to be held in with a QM screw. And when we put that in, it's also going to be going through the hole that we can just see in the base just there. So I'll get this all loaded up. Quite fiddly, this one. And when we attach this together, we make sure that the QM screw goes through all the details. So not just the adapter that we're putting on, and not just the ratchet section, but also the base section behind it. And then we screw all of these together. Just like that. Once again, this should hold its own weight like that, but now that is in perfectly like that. We're then going to be offering this ratchet to the one that we just got here, so that they're both together. They need to be joined up together, just like that. Show you on the top camera there. Because the other side of this adapter we put here is going to go into the hole on that side just there. And then once again, that's going to be held in with a QM screw. Drop that in some oil. Make sure that goes through every single part there. And then screw that all the way in. Now, from what I understand, we're going to be putting the spring on now. And I think peeps have been having a little bit of a problem getting this spring on. So let's see if I have that problem. Now, the longer end of the spring here wants to go over this notch just at the end here, and the shorter end with the round is going to go over this notch. So I think the easiest way to do this, put my glasses on, put one side in over this side first, and it should lock itself over both sections. So when that spring's in on one side, it should hold itself in place. We're going to do the same on the other side, but this time I'm going to use my tweezers here to help me. I'm going to close them up like that, put both ends in the hole, and then stretch that all the way along to the other side. Now this is going to be very tight, so once I've got it in, now the easiest way to put that spring in is to open it out first, just like that, so that these 2 points here and here are together. Now, I didn't do that to start off with and broke the end off the spring. So all I did was I used my pliers to create a new hole just at the end there, and that's now held that spring in absolutely perfectly. So obviously the way this spring works, if I just show you, is the base will go down like that and it will open like that. So it works just like you see there. So that's the spring done. I think the best bit of advice for doing this, because I know this is the problem that everyone's having, is when you put it on, make sure these 2 points are open so it's at the closest point together. Don't try it the way I did it first, because you will break the end off the spring. See, I make mistakes so you don't have to, but I've also hopefully showed you how to do a fix if you have done that. So we can put that to one side. I'm going to get my towel out now because we're going to be working on the bonnet section. So I've got the bonnet here. I'm just going to turn that upside down, and we have got the interior frame for it here, and that's just going to go on just like that. This is going to be held in with quite a number of screws. The screws this time are SM screws. They look just like this, and there's 9 of these to put in. They're all going into metal, so all of these are going to have the treatment of having some oil on them. So I've just put all the middle ones in first. You don't have to over tighten them, just make them tight enough to fit that frame in. 3 down this side at the back here. We've got 4 more to put in. 1 just here in the center. And then we've just got 2 on either side. And 1 the other side there. So as you can see, that's fully in. It looks like that from that side. We're then going to be fitting the hood lock. The hood lock looks just like this. That's just going to go over this section just like that there. And this is going to be held in with screws either side here. They are EP screws. Lots of screws in this one. These ones don't need to go in oil because they are going into plastic. So that's 1, 2, and 1 just at the top left there. So there's 3 of these going in. And the last one that goes in is going to be attaching the catch, which is going to go into this section here. That's just going to go over this section like that, but it's going to be held in once again with a different screw. This time that one's going to be held in with an AP screw. It has got a locating lug, which is going to help you with that one, but that is the release lever in there as well. Now the fun bit, this is where we get to put this section in, which we did all the way in stage 1. This just goes over here just like that. It's going to be held in with 3 screws, and they are EP screws. So I've got them here. Put one in this side over here. One in the middle. This is certainly going to make this pop, this detailing here. And then finally just one on this side over here. So now that looks just like that. And then finally all we're going to do is we're going to be attaching the hinge section we've done here just into where it goes onto the bonnet, just like that. And they're going to be held in with RM screws. So once again, I will need to put a little bit of oil just on this to keep this down. One there. And just one on the other side here. And make sure this is in nice and tight. You don't want no play in this hinge section here. So there we go, that's that section on there. And as you can see, the hinge is still able to go backwards and forwards. Probably best on that, just like that. It's very, very much spring loaded. So if you let go of this, it will just ping back like a bullet. But there we go, that's in place. That's what it looks like from the top. And that's all there is to do in that stage. Now let me show you some of the mods that we've been working on. Okay, so the first one here is from Mike Lane, and this is the battery cover here. Now the battery cover, as you can see there, goes around all sides of the battery. Now if you get to the stage that I'm at, where you have to take the whole thing apart to get that in, I've cut it off so that it's only around 3 sides. It's not actually around the side at the back, but if you are at that stage, you do get the cover that goes around all the sides. But I'm sure you'll agree that looks absolutely brilliant on the battery area. Mike does advise now to paint the tops of these yellow to make it a little bit more accurate. And the next mod comes from Partwork Upgrades, and this is the Honeywell 6000 box. Now this goes just behind the oscilloscope in this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build it and show you what that looks like. Now you do get 2 options. You've got one option there with the sticker sheet, and you can also upgrade that if you wanted to have the 3D printed part here, and you'll see that all on the Partworks Upgrade site. So I'll put this in and show you what this looks like. So this is what it looks like with the sticker front, which is really impactful. And then here's one where I've just held up the plate. It still needs painting, but this is what it looks like with the plate attached. And there you go, that's issue 71 complete. Now obviously we're going to be doing the hinge again on the other side in issue 72. So now we know what to do and how not to make mistakes. But I make mistakes so you don't have to. I know a lot of you have done the same thing that I just did then, but as I said, I do hope the fix to show you that you don't need a new spring. You can just rework the one that we've got there. And as you can see, works absolutely perfectly. But I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.